Imagine a Tesla car that promises to cost less than $16,000 and still carry the DNA of a Model Y. Sound absurd? Well, that's precisely what the Model 2 is about, a sort of mini Model Y that Elon Musk plans to launch. If it follows current plans, it will be 90% similar to the brand's best-selling SUV, but in a smaller body with fewer features and a price so low it could shake up the entire market. And the curious thing is that, despite seeming like a downgrade, this choice may be Elon's biggest success in recent times. After all, for many people, a cheaper Tesla is still a Tesla. And that's enough to create instant desire. The trick here will be to reuse almost everything from the Model Y: platform, design, assembly line, and even internal parts. All this to cut costs and speed up the production process. Elon Musk, known for challenging the impossible, won't start from scratch this time. He'll take what already works and simply scale it down. No reinventing the wheel. The goal? Making the Model 2 so affordable that even those who've never considered owning an electric car will consider one. And it's not just a matter of whimsy, it's survival. Tesla needs a new bestseller to curb the advance of Chinese competition. But here comes a delicate question. What if the Model 2 ends up cannibalizing the Model Y itself? Why would anyone spend $50,000 on a car when they could get a similar one for a third of the price? It's a risky gamble, almost like corporate Russian roulette. Perhaps the plan is to attract a completely new audience, one that would never consider a Tesla if the price weren't so affordable. Perhaps the secret lies precisely in offering the bare minimum of the Tesla experience at a ridiculously low cost. Even so, this decision will place Tesla executives on a tightrope between sales volume and brand equity. The expectation is that the Model 2 won't be positioned as a direct rival to the Model Y, but rather as a gateway, a lure, a stepping stone to hook new consumers and, in the future, lead them to more expensive models. This is something traditional automakers have been doing for decades, offering simplified versions to attract young or budget-conscious customers. Now it's Tesla's turn to adopt this strategy, but with its own bold twist. A low-cost version, still cool, still futuristic, still Musk. And with it, who knows, perhaps revolutionize the entry-level electric vehicle market. The car's appearance probably won't be particularly innovative. Those expecting something completely new, with bold curves or wing-shaped doors, may be disappointed. If the plan goes ahead, the Model 2 will inherit almost everything from the Model Y. The hood, the taillights, the contours, perhaps even the same signature headlights. It may seem uncreative, but it's pure pragmatism. The fewer unique parts required, the cheaper each unit will be to manufacture. And in this case, appearance ceases to be a priority. The focus is different, being simple, functional, and, above all, affordable. One thing is certain: if Elon Musk can actually deliver that car for under $16,000, it will shake up the market, not just in the United States, but globally. After all, that price isn't just low. It's a direct provocation to all the automakers still trying to figure out how to make electric cars for under $30,000. And if the Model 2 truly follows through on the idea of being 90% the same as the Model Y, competitors will sweat. Because it's not just about price, but perceived value. A Tesla, even bare bones, still carries prestige. Model 2 production quietly began in June, inside the gates of Tesla's Fremont, California factory. And while the car hasn't been officially launched yet, early signs indicate the process is far more advanced than many imagined. The schedule calls for the grand reveal at the November 2025 shareholder event, but testing and adjustments are already underway. Tesla chose to keep everything within the existing structure, without building a new assembly line, and this is more important than it seems. By leveraging what already exists, the company is slashing costs dramatically, and every penny saved helps support the staggering $15,990 price tag. This decision to use the Fremont factory instead of expanding to other gigafactories was no accident. Fremont is where it all began for Tesla, and it remains one of the company's most agile and adaptable facilities. Producing the Model 2 there means using a facility that has already gone through all the growing pains and is already adapted to the company's manufacturing style. Elon Musk knows that to deliver a cheap car, it's not enough to simply replace the car, you have to change the process. And reusing everything possible from the Model Y, from the tooling to the assembly robots, is a smart shortcut to reducing risk and accelerating launch. The plan is bold but calculated. Tesla isn't just trying to launch a cheap car, it's trying to do it in record time and with a structure already operating at its limit. The decision not to create a separate line was a way to ensure agility, but it also reveals a certain urgency. The company needs a new product that will recover sales and stabilize revenue before the competition advances further. With companies like BYD growing at a rapid pace, especially in China, Elon Musk knows that time is as valuable as money in this game. There's also a narrative strategy at play. By launching the Model 2 at a major holiday event, Tesla is betting big on making an impact. This has become a tradition at the company. The Cybertruck, the Cybercab, the Optimus robot, all were unveiled on similar dates. It's not just about showcasing a car, but about creating a media moment, an avalanche of buzz that boosts the company's shares and rekindles investor confidence. The November event could become the stage for a turning point, or for further doubts if the car fails to impress. For now, the leaked details show that Tesla isn't trying to reinvent the electric car with the Model 2, but rather to find the balance between cost and functionality. And this balance will be directly reflected in the Fremont factory. What we see there today is a race against time, with teams adjusting components, calibrating machines, and testing the compatibility of Model Y parts with the new design. The mission is clear: do a lot with little and quickly. All this intense movement without any official announcement is also a smart move to keep the competition in the dark. Despite its reduced size, the Model 2 won't deviate from the trend currently dominating the American market: the crossover design. At approximately 160 inches long, a 15% reduction compared to the Model Y, this new vehicle will maintain the elevated stance, robust appearance, and presence that so many people look for when entering a car. Tesla knows that hatchbacks still face prejudice in the United States. The average consumer wants a car that feels large, even if it's compact on the inside. And that's exactly the visual illusion that the Model 2 aims to deliver. It's not just about aesthetics. The crossover format offers practical advantages as well. It better accommodates batteries in the floor, increases the perception of safety, and facilitates access to the vehicle. Furthermore, the ground clearance, although lower than that of traditional SUVs, gives the driver a sense of mastery of the road, something Americans value. It's as if Tesla has found the sweet spot. A smaller car, yes, but one that still conveys the impression of being robust, reliable, and versatile. The decision not to make a hatchback surprised some, especially in the European and Chinese markets, where compact cars with a straight rear are top sellers. However, Elon Musk seems to be betting on a different logic. Those who prefer hatchbacks can stick with the Model 3, while the Model 2 targets those who want the SUV aesthetic, but at a much more affordable price. This differentiation, albeit subtle, could be the factor that prevents overlap between the models and, at the same time, opens up space for Tesla to capture new consumer profiles. Even with its compact form factor, the Model 2 shouldn't be limited to urban markets. With its estimated range and versatile design, it could perfectly serve small families, ride-hailing drivers, and even corporate fleets. The idea of a Tesla that's affordable, practical, and visually similar to more expensive models is a powerful combination. It's like giving a taste of the top of the line for a fraction of the price. And that, in the marketing world, is pure gold. Everyone wants the most money can buy, and the Model 2 will deliver precisely that promise. Another curious detail is that camouflaged prototypes are already circulating around the Fremont factory. Even camouflaged, the overall profile conveys a familiarity. Smooth lines, narrow headlights, a gently curved roof, all reminiscent of the Model Y. When these prototypes are placed side by side with their larger sibling, the size difference is clear, but not glaring. Tesla wants consumers to look at the Model 2 and think, it's a real Tesla, without that poor man's version vibe. The reduction in size will be a detail, not a drawback. To reach the shocking price of $15,990, Tesla had to make strategic cuts. And there were plenty. Starting with the seats. No fancy faux leather or premium finishes. The most affordable version of the Model 2 will use simple, straightforward fabric, focusing on value. This change alone would reduce the cost of the vehicle by around $400 per unit, a considerable savings on a large scale. And, let's face it, for those looking to enter the Tesla universe without spending a fortune, the seat material ends up being the least of their problems. Another feature that will be left out is the seat ventilation system. No cool air circulating in the back on hot days. The justification is simple. The system is expensive, requires an additional circuit, and isn't essential for a car in this segment. By cutting the ventilation, Tesla should save another $300 per car. And honestly, most drivers will get used to it quickly. This kind of comfort is nice, sure, but in a car costing under $16,000, it's far from a priority. The trunk lid is also on this list of downsizings. Forget the electric mechanism that opens and closes with a button. The Model 2 will use a manual lid. This choice further reduces production and maintenance costs. After all, fewer electronic components mean less chance of failure in the long run. It's a cut that makes sense, practical, functional, and cheaper. And for those trading in an old combustion engine for their first EV, turning a door handle won't be a problem. Another notable exclusion is the rear passenger screen. This feature, present in Tesla's latest models, will simply disappear in the new version. Removing this feature could generate savings of between $300 and $400 per unit. And, again, doesn't compromise the driving experience. Tesla is clearly betting on the idea that the essentials should be front and center, and the rest, well, is a dispensable luxury. These choices weren't made haphazardly. Tesla lost the $7,500 tax incentive that previously made its cars more affordable. And now, to maintain a competitive price, the automaker is absorbing this cut itself. Every screw, every button, every electronic system helps make ends meet. It's a radical exercise in efficiency, even bold, considering the high standards the brand has always strived to maintain. But it's precisely this kind of boldness that keeps Elon Musk at the center of the automotive market's attention. Even with all these cuts, Tesla won't abandon the technological essence that made it a benchmark in the industry. The Model 2, despite being more modest, will retain much of what makes a Tesla a Tesla. It will come equipped with a rear-mounted motor with ferrite magnets, a cheaper alternative that's less dependent on rare earth elements, like the famous neodymium magnets used in more expensive models. This helps reduce not only production costs, but also dependence on international suppliers, especially China, which dominates the rare earth market. Of course, this technical choice will also have its limitations. Performance will be more modest, with 0 to 100 km/h acceleration expected between 7 and 8 seconds. It's not exactly sporty, but more than sufficient for urban and even highway traffic. In return, the car will be more efficient, lighter, and easier to maintain. The goal here isn't to make your breath fly on the track, but rather to deliver a smooth, reliable, stable ride. And, above all, fuel efficient. A car that gets the job done without exaggeration. Another important point is that the Model 2 won't come with all-wheel drive. It will be RWD, meaning rear-wheel drive. This was expected to keep costs down and simplify the mechanical setup. And although some purists may frown upon it, this configuration actually offers a certain amount of driving fun, especially in lighter cars. More importantly, the absence of a front motor reduces overall weight and opens up room for improvements in range and fuel efficiency. In the electronics field, the choices will also follow the same principle. There are rumors that Tesla will limit the use of silicon carbide, SiC, in the Model 2's control systems. This material, while excellent for performance, is expensive. Replacing it with more conventional components is another piece of the puzzle to reach the target price without compromising the car's basic functionality. Tesla appears to be refining every inch of the architecture to ensure a lean yet effective model. And while the power will be reduced, the car will still be intelligent. Integration with the basic Autopilot system will be available, and the vehicle will receive over-the-air updates that can improve its performance over time. This is something few automakers can offer so seamlessly. Even in the entry-level segment, Elon Musk wants to ensure drivers feel like they're driving a car connected to the future, with that futuristic aura that only a Tesla can offer. If there's one component that will determine the Model 2's success or failure, it's the battery. Elon Musk knows this, which is why he chose a bold and highly strategic approach, equipping the car with a 53 kilowatt LFP battery. For those unfamiliar with the acronym, LFP stands for lithium iron phosphate, a well-known technology that's gaining traction due to its durability, lower cost, and improved safety. And here's the trick. By adopting this simpler, more affordable battery, Tesla not only reduces costs, but also guarantees a reasonable range of around 200 miles, or just over 320 kilometers. Of course, 200 miles may seem short to those accustomed to models that can run 400, 500 kilometers or more. But let's think about it from the perspective of the person who will use this car. In practice, the Model 2's target audience doesn't need to cross the desert daily. We're talking about urban commutes, daily commutes, going to and from work, picking up the kids from school. In this scenario, 200 miles is more than enough. And if someone needs more, Tesla's portfolio continues to offer alternatives, like the Model 3 or the Model Y itself, with larger batteries. Another strong point of this choice is the price per kWh. While NMC, nickel manganese cobalt batteries are expensive, LFP batteries are around $80 per kWh, almost half the price. This makes all the difference when the battery represents 30% to 40% of the total cost of an electric car. For comparison, a Model 3 battery costs between $10,000 and $15,000. In the Model 2, this cost will be much lower, and these savings will be passed directly to the consumer. Once again, Elon Musk shows he knows where to cut costs without losing value. What's more, LFP batteries accept frequent recharges with less degradation over time. This means the Model 2 can be recharged daily without compromising its lifespan. For those who live in apartments and use lower-powered chargers, or for those who will use the car frequently, this is a huge advantage. Furthermore, they are safer, less flammable, less susceptible to overheating, and more tolerant of extreme conditions. In a popular car, this matters a lot. Initially, these batteries will continue to come from China, supplied by CATL, the world's largest LFP cell manufacturer. But Tesla doesn't intend to rely on imports forever. It's already been confirmed that the company is building its own LFP battery factory in Nevada. And the most interesting thing? Tesla directly purchased the industrial equipment needed to replicate production from CATL. In other words, instead of reinventing the wheel, the company will simply import Chinese know-how and apply it on American soil. Pure strategy. While most automakers are still struggling to optimize traditional production lines, Tesla appears to be operating on a whole new level. Literally. For the Model 2, Elon Musk confirmed a novelty that sounds almost like science fiction: a 50,000-ton gigapress. designed to manufacture the car's lower body in a single piece. That's right, instead of welding dozens of metal parts together as the conventional process requires, Tesla will cast virtually the entire lower body of the Model 2 at once. If this actually happens as planned, the impact on the industry will be brutal. This casting technology was already being used in the Model Y, but on a smaller scale. In the SUV, Tesla uses a 6,000-ton press to manufacture the rear assembly. With the 50,000-ton gigapress, the proposal will be to cast the entire chassis, including front, middle, and rear, in a single mold. And why does this matter? Because it drastically reduces the number of parts, eliminates manual welding, reduces alignment errors, and dramatically speeds up assembly time. It's the factory becoming a machine that manufactures machines, as Elon Musk likes to say. This superpress is being developed with the help of Hydra, an Italian company that has supplied previous presses to Tesla. The new version, however, will be an unprecedented colossus.